Okay, we're now ready to define what the centripetal force is. What we've looked at so far is that if an object moves in a circle uniformly with constant speed, okay, then although the speed remains fixed, the velocity changes. If the velocity changes, there must be an acceleration. And what we showed is that this acceleration has a value of a sub c equals v square over r. It is always directed towards the center. So wherever you are, if you're moving in this direction, whatever you are doing, the centripetal acceleration is always pointing towards the center. So if the velocity is pointing here, the centripetal acceleration is here. On the other hand, if you are located here, the centripetal acceleration is pointing here. So this picture is very important. Remember this. The centripetal acceleration is always pointing towards the center of the circle, not away from the center. It is towards the center of the circle. That's the bottom line, towards the center of the circle. Okay? And this is if you're moving in a circle. Whether it's uniform, whether it's non-uniform, there is always going to be an acceleration pointing towards the center, and it is equal to a sub c equals v squared divided by r. Now, if there is an acceleration, then we know that there must be a force. Okay, we call it F sub c, which is simply equal to m times a sub c, which is mv squared over r. Okay, and this force is nothing but the centripetal force. Remember, again, it points towards the center of the circle. That's the bottom line, points towards the center of the circle. Now, when we apply this concept, okay, to all our simple applications of circular motion, uniform circular motion, we'll notice that in all the problems, there will be some force, whatever that force may be, that will be equal to mv squared over r. Okay, that's how it's always going to work out. The force will be equal to mv squared over r. Okay, let us apply this to a simple problem first. Okay, and this is going to be the problem of a mass attached to a string. So let's say we have a string that is fixed at a point. So this is a fixed point. Okay, we attach a string. We have a mass, and let us say that this mass goes around in a horizontal circle. Okay, so this could be lying on a table or something, but it's moving in a horizontal circle. That's the most important thing. Okay, let us say that the length of the string is L, and this mass is moving, say, in this sense, the counterclockwise sense, with some speed v. Okay, now if we know the speed v, we can figure out the tension of the string, or if we know the tension of the string, we can figure out the speed v. But let's just do a simple thing and figure out a relationship between the tension and the string and the speed of the object. Okay, let m be the mass of the string. Okay, now if we know the let's draw a free body diagram for this block. Okay, so since it's moving in a horizontal circle, let's assume that all the vertical forces simply balance each other out, so we don't have to worry about them. And all we need to know is that in order for this mass to move in a circle, now this is something that you will have to keep thinking about. Okay, if you're moving in a circle, there must be a centripetal force, and that force will be towards the center. Okay, so if you move in a circle, there must be a centripetal force pointing towards the center. That's it. It's very simple. Okay, so in this case, since there are no other forces acting, we know that there is some pull inside, which is going to be nothing but the tension in the string. Okay, and since there is nothing else, a result of this is simply equal to m times a sub c. Great. So what we know is that the centripetal force is simply the tension, and it is equal to mass times the acceleration, which is mv squared over r. Okay, it could also be equal to m omega square times r if instead of v you've been given omega. Okay, and there's one more way of actually writing this thing out. Okay, let us say that instead you've been given the time period of the rotation. Okay, if you've been given the time period t, then we know the time period, which is the time for one revolution, okay, is nothing but equal to the distance of one revolution, 2 pi r, divided by the speed Okay, so this also gives us V in terms of the time period, which is 2 pi r divided by T. Okay, and now I can get the tension in the string to be equal to m over r times V square, which is 2 pi times r divided by T, the whole square. Okay, if we simplify this, we end up getting 4 pi square r over T square multiplied by m. So this is the tension in the string. And just to give another expression for the acceleration, okay, what we end up getting is the centripetal acceleration is 4 pi square r over T square. So keep this in mind as well, something that we'll use a lot. Great, this is a simple application. Okay, and remember, if you're moving in a circle, there must be a centripetal force. That's it. That's the bottom line. There must be a force. In each of these applications, we'll ask, hey, what is providing the centripetal force? In this case, it happens to be the tension in the string. In some other case, it could be friction or gravity or whatever it may be. Okay.